Ihatsu Maru ran aground on Saturday. 28 crewmen and a dog on board. Yesterday, the South African Maritime Safety Authority said it was planning to remove 90 tons of oil from the vessel in an attempt to lighten its cargo and then resume refloating efforts. Now, authorities fear the stranded vessel may suffer the same fate as that of the Sedi 1 that ran aground at Bloberg Strand in 2009. To explain further what SAMSA is doing to contain the situation is CEO Commander Tsietsi Mogale. Tsietsi, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, tell us, what's the situation like? I mean, is it very delicate as things stand now?
No, it's still a mix of things. On the one hand, the vessel is holding, which is the most important thing.
It's not leaking.
It's not leaking.
Yeah.
The whole structure is still holding. Now, one of the reasons for abandoning the tow operation the other day was because the vessel is facing front to the beach. And normally ships are very weak at the back. So in trying to keep on pulling, we're reaching a stage where we're going to start compromising the integrity of the structure. So what we then decided to do, instead of applying more force on an old ship, it's a 1972 built vessel, we are now making it lighter by removing the fish and removing the oil. So by so doing, make it lighter, but also while reducing the risk should there be a failure of that structure to hold.
How long will it take to remove the oil?
About 12 hours. Okay. We're starting this morning.
Yeah. So the whole day today?
The whole day today will be pumping out.
So efforts to refloat can only resume tomorrow?
In fact, the lightning is already part of it because it's stuck between the rocks.
Yeah.
So you can't turn this thing, you can shift it.
Yeah.
So as we make it lighter, we start even the effort of pulling it out of the water because it will get light, but not to a zero level before we start pulling.
Yeah.
But you're just saying, take as much oil as we can to reduce the risk.
And then you have to put the oil back on.
Once it's come off there, if it is still safe to do so, but you take the oil onto the bladders that are now lying on the beaches, and then put them on the trucks, and then move it to a safe facility.
Yeah. How does this happen? I mean, an investigation is underway to determine how it ended up there. How did it end up there?
Normal investigations will be conducted. Currently, it's an emergency situation.
Yeah.
In terms of the maritime practice, first save the ship.
Yeah.
Because if you don't save the ship, you start polluting, you start to have consequentials.
Yeah.
For now, get it off, and as soon as that has happened, then the actual investigation will commence.
Yeah.
But we've got views about what we think.
What do you think happened here?
What we think happened there is that, because there are two possibilities normally with ships, where people are fully qualified and the vessel doesn't seem to have been damaged in any way. One of them could be normal engine failures, even if temporarily. By the time you lose your engine, you lose your power, you lose control, and you can end up anywhere else. So the other one is navigational error that could have arisen from the way the vessel was navigated. So if you ask me now, I would say the possibilities lie in one of those two areas, but there could be more.
Who's responsible for this cost?
The initial cost, just the cost of intervening, is with ourselves, but they're an insured company. So we then do what we have to do, and then chase after the ship owner, who either pays directly or the money comes from the P&I club, which is the protection and insurance that looks after.
And what's the cost up to now and up to the completion of the process? What's your projection?
It's a much smaller vessel than the one that was in Durban on the beach. So we are expecting to maybe to have spent about 15 to 20 million rands.
Just to get it out of there.
Yeah, the longer it takes, the more money it costs. Once you start offloading fish, you start offloading oil, you start doing all of those things, all these issues are costs.
Yeah.
So we were hoping in the last 2 days that we'll be able to pull it off with its own cargo and its own propulsion fuel. With that failing, we're now onto a higher cost mode, so to speak.
Between 15 and 20 million.
It can easily get to those amounts.
Yeah.
The longer it's on the beach.
Yeah, just the beach there in Clifton. What's the danger to the beach itself? What's the risk and to property owners there? Is there any kind of risk that people face in that area?
In fact, there's a bit of excitement in terms of that. But what we say as the Maritime Authority, if the ship holds, because a ship is carrying everything that could be the risk.
Yeah.
If it holds, then there's no risk.
Yeah.
It's only when that begins to fail that you start having a risk. So there's no risk at the moment. There's no threat, but there is a risk because the vessel.
But you have to be moving quickly yourself.
We have to be moving quickly. That's why in the next 24 hours, it's very, very critical for us to get the.
And
the
you
ship
are
off.
saying right now that the integrity of this vessel is holding.
Is holding. We're saying by Friday it
now,
ought to be off the beach.
All right. Tsietsi Mogale, thank you very much. He is the head of the South African Maritime Safety Authority, joining us this morning talking about that fishing trawler that